Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Den Tools, and today we're talking about these little types of air compressors. This is basically a lithium ion battery box with a tiny air compressor built into it and a nice sexy kind of form factor. This one was sent to us by, I gotta look at Denvix. In fact, they actually sponsored this video, and I wish I could say they're going to be happy with the results, but I don't think they are. And maybe, honestly, maybe I'm going to be a little too harsh on them, but it's not just them. It's this entire field, because if you go to Amazon, oh my gosh, if you go over to Amazon, they're everywhere across Amazon. There's so many brands. You can't shake a stick on Amazon without getting one of these thrust in your face, where they're like, you need to take a look at this. You need to check this out. So let's go over this one real quick, because it kind of covers the entire spectrum of these out there. I'm going to tell you why I like this one, why I don't recommend this one, and something about what's going on with all of them on Amazon. So as I said, it's basically just the lithium ion batteries like you get in your regular power tools. I have a power tool around me. And it comes with this. This one has a nice touch screen. Most of them have a touch screen. And you got different settings here. They even has a bunch of pre-programmed ones. You just go through. There's your car. There's your bike. Or I guess it was motorcycle. That's your bike. Basketball setting. And your personal. You can set in personal settings. And then you can go through and you can change the value on it. And this one's in PSI. They have the car one is in bar. That's in bar. The bike is in PSI, and this one has something a lot of the other ones don't, and it's this light right across the back. And I'll tell you what, this thing is ridiculous. Watch your eyes. Ridiculously bright. This is an actual, there's an even brighter mode. Oh my gosh. And nice little dim moon mode. Oh, somehow I missed that it had the red flashing mode on it before. I don't know. Anyway, we use this to, and I'll pop some video up here. We use this to try to inflate the tires on my truck, which are rated for 80 PSI. Now, typically, we don't run it at a full 80 PSI on it, but we have an RV that are rated at 80 PSI, and you do run those at 80 PSI. And I find that to be kind of the high watermark. I mean, there's ones out there, you can get crazy and stuff, but for everyday road vehicles, 80 PSI kind of tends to be a high road mark or watermark that I've seen. Maybe you've seen higher or lower. Anyway, so I want something like this to do that. And the reason I want that is because I have other ones that do that. Anyway, Denvix had seen me talk about this before, so they wanted me to take a look at it. So they decided to sponsor this video. Did I not mention that before? And it's a great little unit. It's nice, it's compact, has this nice, I think it's aluminum. Let me see here. I got a magnet right here and a test. Yeah, it's an aluminum housing. It's a power bank, and I've used it a ton as a power bank. There's your inputs and your outputs. You can see if we can focus. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Come on, little camera. There. Oh, he tried. There. Oh, in, out, and output. There you go. One thing I don't like is the hose on this, but this is pretty similar to all of them in that it's awkward like this. Like, you can't really bend it super down if you want to put it in a compact space. Now they send this, and one of the big things I really like are these semi-rigid cases. Okay, I'm a huge fan of these things. I love compartmentalizing all this stuff. Keeps all my gear together. And then it comes with a power cord, and it comes with all the little bits for nozzles and needles and larger nozzles and stuff, all in there. And then you can take this and it goes right in there, except it doesn't if you have, I almost whack myself in the face, if you have the hose on it. So you got to take the hose on and off every time. I know I'm nitpicking at that point, but it's something that bothers me. But you know what? They all do that. Now, as you saw in the video, this did not make it to 80 PSI. It made it about halfway before it died, and it started with a full battery. That's a problem for me. But as I said, maybe I'm being too hard, because if you've got tires that you're only doing up to 30, you got bike tires, stuff like that, this thing would probably be fine for that. But let's take a look at the price on it. You're looking at $130 they'll knock it down to, they got a coupon, takes it down to $100 for a portable air compressor. It's nice and neat. It's tidy. I love the design. It works great up until basically past 40 PSI. And if you saw by the thumbnail, they sent me 2 of them. Neither one of them could get past like 45 PSI. That was it. It was done at that point. He wanted to pack up and go home. I can't recommend to anybody buying a 30 piece. Will I put links down below? I will put links down below. I'm going to put links to all the stuff down below. I told them I would do it, so I'm going to do it. But I'm going to give you some other alternatives. But we're also going to talk about how screwy this market is. So this is the Denvix tire inflator. Sorry, there's a fly something. Summertime here. It's summertime in Montana, and I think it's 50 degrees. It was 35 last night. The Air Moto. Look at this. If you're searching, this pops up. It says Amazon choice. Great. Read the small print for Air Moto. So, and I wasn't searching for Air Moto, but it wanted to tell me, hey, if you're searching for Air Moto, this is the one we select. Now, we'll say this. It has 3,000 reviews. That's one of the highest I've seen for any of these. Let me see what the Denvix has. The Denvix has got 120 reviews. And if you see that, that's what we call the old fish hook. All right. It starts long, goes down, does the curve, comes back, and that's where it hooks you on those 1-star reviews. When the 1-star reviews outweigh the 2, the 3, the 4-star, that's a significant fish hook, which also makes me wonder where all these 5 stars are coming from. Anyway, the Air Moto here, 3,000 reviews. Let's see what it looks like. It's got a little bit of a fish hook, but I'm not a substantial one, not like we saw before, but it's enough to make me go, I don't know. And this was coming in at a price though of $79, just flat $79. No coupons, nothing else. Now here's the thing: if we go back and we look at the Denvix, they're telling us, because the question is how many batteries are they packing in there, and how much juice does it have? 15,000 milliamp hours, basically 1,500 amp hours. That's a lot of amp hours. That's how they fit that much in that box. I kind of wonder. If we look at the Air Moto here, let me see if it even says how many amp hours it has. It says it has 2,000 milliamp hours. That seems a lot more realistic. Maybe the Denvix has a typo. Maybe they didn't mean to say 15,000 milliamp hours, because that seems excessive for something this size. Now let's take a look at the next one. We've got the preloade. I don't know. This one is the #1 bestseller on Amazon for snow throwers and yard equipment. Oh, and snow chains. Don't forget snow chains. It's got 410 reviews, 4.5 stars, and not much of a fish hook there, but it's coming in at $79, 10% off coupon. I know nothing about this one. It says it has, oh, wait, this one's got 20,000 milliamp hours. But do you? The next one here, tire inflator. We don't even get a brand on this. It's the Illtill. And look at that. That is #1 in retail display cabinets. Amazon, what are you doing to us here? That's the thing. All of these out there, there's a ton of them, and none of them make any sense. And none of them come from any brands where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to throw my hat in that ring. Okay, I take it back, because I do have to admit that there is, I got one more of the bizarre ones for you. The Ryseeb. 6,000 milliamp hours. At least it's getting more reasonable here. Although this looks like a pretty small box to have that, but it's $30. It's 50% off. Now, it's got 2,800 ratings, which is that's a lot. And they come in with a definite fish hook in that one. Let's see what the major complaint is down here. What we got? Terrible performance. Failed me when I needed it most. Great while it worked. Broke on second use. Worked great until it didn't. Burned out after first use. What a disappointment. Such a great idea. Poor employees can't even pump up 4 tires. Yeah, so Here's what I'm gonna say on this one. I like to say that there's no bad tools. You just got to figure out what the best use for it is. And what I'm going to say with this one is, I think that the best use for that is as a inflating basketballs and footballs and baseballs. I know it was a joke. It was a joke. Okay, lighten up, people. We got the Veep number one. Now this one is Amazon's choice for electric bike pump. That's actually reasonable. Okay. Now it's got 3,800 reviews. That's pretty nice. Let's take a look at that. Veep is a brand I have heard before. Not a lot, but I have heard of them. Little tiny fish hook there. Not a ton of them like you'd see on some of the other ones. And it's coming in at $40. $40. But they're saying right off the bat, this is the portable tire inflator for power bank, LED light, tire pump for bike and motorcycles and balls. They're not saying automotive on this one. They're not even trying to go into the automotive market on this one. And that's probably a good idea with that. They're trying to stay within some boundaries there. And at that price, I think that's not too bad. And they don't even really get into how many. Oh, they're 2,000 milliamp hours. No, 2x2, so 4,000 milliamp hours. So they're being conservative in there. All right. Let's go to the next one. Now, Fantech. This is one I've actually, Fantech sent me not one but two of these, and I don't know if we ever actually did a video on it. So Fantech, if you don't know, is a brand, and we've looked at a lot of their stuff. We talked about power stations, screwdrivers, a bunch of stuff that they've done. Fantech is the brand that used to own Tack Life, and it's owned by Aki. And Aki and Tack Life got booted off of Amazon for incentivizing reviews. And slow your roll here. Understand that almost all of these Asian companies do that. It's the way they do business. Vivor is one we talked about recently. They do. A lot of people came out to when I did my video on who Vivor is, and they're like, "Oh, Vivor's a great company." Blah blah. They are known to pay for reviews. We've got evidence. A lot of people have posted about it. As far as I'm concerned, most of these companies do pay for reviews, and it's kind of become a situation. If you don't pay for reviews, how are you going to keep up with the people who do? Now they've got 2,800 reviews, and that's why we look for the fish hook, because they can't pay for get rid of that hook. So if we look at it, there's no fish hook there. And I would stand by that, because I said I've got two of these and they work great. I can inflate two of the tires on my RV up to 80 PSI with one of these. And it just does the job. Now, it still has the same problem. You screw the hose in and it flops around. It didn't even come with a case. And at this price, what is this? 100 and something, $120, $100. Now they're saying as far as how much power it allegedly has, I think it was 3 times 7,800 milliamp hour. They state, if I come down here, there we go. There's the different ones they have. They have one with racing stripes. It's essentially the same one, but those two are 3 by 2,600 milliamp hour batteries. They have their compact one here, which I'm going to show you in a minute. It's 2 by 26, and then their basic one is one single 2,200 one. I got to tell you, I'm not happy with the fact that they were buying reviews, but again, hey, you make your own judgment call on that. They've made really good products. I will admit some of their screwdrivers seem very IKEA-like, a little form over function kind of stuff. They're not stuff I use daily and whatnot, but they have some nice little ones if you're doing a lot of detail work, a lot of computer work, stuff like that. As far as the air compressor, I keep it at my RV because that's the one that really needs to run at 80 PSI, and that's the one I rely on. It just works. And I can send my son out there so I don't have to do it and be like, here you go. Go do the tires on the RV. And he does them. He loves doing his job and knowing that dad can rely on him. And it's great. For $100, I would get this over the Devix. Now you could say, well, Fantech sent it to you. Yeah, but Devix actually sent me to and paid me a good deal of money. I'm not going to get into it, but more than they probably should have considering the product. As far as Fantech also has this one, I've not tried this one, but based on all the other stuff I've seen from Fantech, I wouldn't feel bad about buying it. $70, $20 of coupons makes $50. This is going to do bike tires and toys and stuff like that. That's what you're going to use this for. Also, it comes in the cool green if you like that sort of thing. And then they have their little tiny compact one, which fits in your pocket. This is for like, you're taking with you when you're doing outings. Hey, if you're a coach for kids soccer or football or basketball, this is something to throw in the bag, isn't it? That's definitely something to keep around. If you got a family of 15 or whatever, and you're always having toys like this go flat, something to keep around. I love having stuff like this because I can give it to the kids, have them run off and do all the stuff they need to do for their bikes and their toys and whatnot, and I have to worry about them asking to use my big air compressor. Now there's another side to this market that's kind of unusual. And there's a few, I think there's like 5 or 6 different companies that make something like that. And that is these combination air compressor jump starters. Now, I looked at all of them and I can't really make heads or tails, but what I can say is Videomon is a company we've worked with before. They've sent us products before. They're really big on this whole combination of it does this and it's a jump starter. It makes popcorn. And it's a jump starter. It julienne fries and it's a jump. I kid you not. If you do a search online, you'll see what I mean. I've got in my truck that I keep with me. They sent it to me a couple years ago. It's a half-inch impact wrench that's also a jump starter. And you know what? It does both. I'm not going to work on my car with it, but for leaving in my car, it works great. It can take the lug nuts off of my Ram 3500, which is like 130 foot-pounds of torque. You put those on, but road grime, that kind of stuff. It takes them off without batting an eye. And I haven't used it to jumpstart my diesel, but I have used it to jumpstart a couple 8-cylinders, my BMW for one, and our Suburban, and it would jumpstart either of those without batting an eye. So, and we recently did a thing for their power station, which again, you can plug in and turn into a jump starter. And they make decent products. They really are actually pretty good products, if you're honest about it. $85, you get a $5 off coupon, makes it $80. It comes with a little soft case. It's not the super nice semi-rigid case. But for $80, maybe, if it says it will an 8.5 liter diesel or 6 liter diesel. I don't know if I'm going to go there, but they've worked on everything that I've used them on, and that's the 2500 amp. They also have a 4250 amp that comes up at $130, and that's already on sale at that price. If you want something with a little more oomph, it says it'll do up to a 10 liter diesel. I don't know anybody who has got a 10-liter diesel who's running around with this thing, but they say able to do it. And honestly, having the air compressor is more about what I'd have before. I guess, having the combo unit rather than having a whole slew of tools. You should see the back seat behind the back. I've got the mega cab, so I have the room for it. But behind my back seats, it's like a mini shop back there. I've got hand tools and power tools, jump starters and air compressors and the whole 9 yards. I should probably put a fire extinguisher back there. Now, I will say this. I looked at how many were the best-selling in all of these on Amazon, and honestly, the best-selling one kind of is a throwback. It's this style. It's the Avid Power, and every other power tool brand out there has something like this. So I'm not suggesting you have to go and buy the Avid Power, because that's really what it is, because it's their own battery pack slides on. They just work with all the other tools that they make, and it's $56. And it will get the sub. It's not a small and cool and compact and whatnot, but it'll get the job done, probably. I will say this. I'm going to add this. I found this at the last minute. If you do decide to get the Fantech for $16 more, $17 more, they make a case for it. You can get, the brand that sells this is PS of Cake. Oh, Amazon is a weird, wild place. Anyway, I want to say big thanks to Denvix for sponsoring this video. Hey, if people don't think, that's I chuckle and have some words with some people who's like, oh, somebody sent you something for free, so you're going to be dishonest. Somebody's going to sponsor the video, you're going to be dishonest. They sent me 2 of these and paid for it, and this is what you get. You get honesty on the Den of Tools. That's what we do here. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. If you got any comments, put them down below, right down there. Don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.